Okay, perfect. Well, we are definitely ready for our next run now. And folks, you are not going to want to miss this one. It is Super Monkey Ball 2 Marathon with Warps, run by iswimfly. I think we're ready for you, team. Let's get going.
Hi everyone, I'm iswimfly. I'm a Banana Mania speedrunner, modder, bingo enthusiast, pretty much anything about this game, and I'm all for it. I'm here to run Super Monkey Ball 2 Marathon with Warps, and I'll have Helix on comms. Yeah, they're back. Yeah. So this game has two different modes when it comes to playing the actual main game. There's the main game itself, which we run story mode and special modes in, but then this game also has a built-in ranking challenge mode. The ranking challenge has an in-game leaderboard that you can compete on, and for most of the categories outside of story mode and the special modes that this game has, we use the ranking challenge. So I'll be jumping into the ranking challenge. But before I get to the menu, I think we got a character bid war that we gotta sort out.
We do have the results of that character bid war. So this one, it is just about as close as you can get. We've got Morgana with $25, but Sonic with that last donation sniped it with $25.25. So you're going to be Sonic for this one.
All right.
And I need to do my intro again because it was my fault. I wasn't audible on stream. Hi, I'm Helix. I have a lot of the world records in this game, and most of the ones that I don't have, iswimfly has. So you're in for a good time here.
Fun fact, on screen right now, every single one of those SMB2 records is the world record. I currently hold all the SMB2 world records, including Marathon. So yeah, I'm ready to jump in a run if everyone else is ready.
I'm ready. I imagine they're ready on time. Do you want me to count down? Do you want to count down?
You can count down.
All right. From 3 on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
iswimfly.
Thank you. So SMB2 Marathon, as you could probably guess, is a combination of all the other categories in Super Monkey Ball 2, from casual to, which is beginner in the original Super Monkey Ball 2, normal, which is advanced in the original Super Monkey Ball 2, expert and master have the same names, but it's all four of those back to back.
So something that's really important to point out, especially if you just saw that rolled out run, controls in this game, going fast in particular, is kind of the opposite of how it works in the original Monkey Ball games and rolled out. In that, in this game, the cardinal directions are the strongest, so you want to be holding up whenever possible. Diagonals are very weak. There is a fix. You can change your dead zone shape in Steam to square, and that makes them better, but they're still weaker inputs.
Yeah.
So you want to be holding forward whenever you can.
If you're playing the game casually and you like the original feel of Monkey Ball 2 better than Banana Mania, that was funny, I just had that first try. There is a mod that is possible that you can use. Unfortunately, you can't do speedruns with it because it changes the physics and it changes the speed of the game, so it'd be unfair. But there is a mod for that if you actually enjoy the original's feel more than Banana Mania's controls.
Funnily enough, that mod was made by the same person who made Rollout Twilight.
Yeah.
If you like Rollout, you'll probably like that mod.
Another quick thing about modding is that this game does have speedrun legal mods. You can see the list of mods that I'm using in the top right. Dynamic Sounds just adds back the original rolling from Monkey Ball 1 and 2. The rolling sound in this game is just the same sound played over and over again. It's sped up a little bit the more speed that you gain, but as you can tell by the sound that you're hearing every time I'm colliding with the floor, it adds back that original sound, as well as a few other ones, like adding in a difference between collecting a regular ring compared to the shiny ring, which would represent 10 bananas for the other character. The guest character voice pack for pretty much any character outside of the original monkeys. They don't really have any voice lines in this game naturally, and the guest character voice pack fixes that. For Sonic, it adds back a few unique Sonic noises that aren't exactly sound effects or voice lines, because classic Sonic doesn't really have any voice lines.
Yeah, it does that for Tails as well.
And then the last mod that I'm using is UI enhancements, which I actually made. UI enhancements just fixes a few things for speedrunners. The timer that we're using is the in-game timer in the top right next to the level timer. Normally that timer is below the ball and in the center of the screen, which can just kind of be in the way for a lot of... Yeah. It can be in the way for a lot of stages where you have to do falling strategies and you have to look at what's below you. So UI enhancements moves that timer. It fixes one or two other things. You'll see the pause menu at some point. We're actually about to come up to the pause menu, so we'll be able to talk about pause strats really soon. But it just, like, it fixes a few things for speedrunners without changing anything about the game, so we consider it speedrun legal.
Well said.
Thank you. The next stage, we're gonna get to a pause strat, so we're gonna get to talk about pause strats in this game and how they differ from the originals.
Yeah, if you're familiar with pause strats in the original game, they are similar, but also very different in this game.
In Banana Mania, when you pause at any point during the main game, when you pause, the game stops reading your controller. So right now, when I was paused, the game thinks that I'm doing a neutral input. It doesn't think that I'm pushing forward, backward, even though I was holding forward the entire time. Because of that, it allows for a specific lineup that just normalizes hitting that button, and allows me to do that full pause strat there. There's two different types of pause strats in Banana Mania. There's the moving pause strats, and there's the non-moving pause strats. When you're moving in Banana Mania, obviously that neutral input, like, it can screw you up and just change your speed enough that the pause strat doesn't work. So, for a moving pause strat, if you don't hit the frame, sometimes you just completely miss the strategy. Whereas there are certain strategies that involve sitting in place. We'll get to a few of those in this run, so you'll see what we're talking about when I say that. But when you're in place, you can just kind of repause as many times as you want, since the neutral input doesn't mean anything.
Ready?
Oh, and then we get to talk about cam lock. There's so much to talk about in casual. This is great.
Yeah, it's really nice how it just shows off everything.
So that strategy there for folders involves doing what we call cam locking. In Banana Mania, you have access to a manual camera. The left stick on your controller is bound to the movement, and the right stick is bound to the controller. You can see me moving the camera up and down with my right stick, my C stick on my GameCube controller. If you hold perfectly up or perfectly down on your controller, you can do what's called cam locking, which is the camera won't move from behind Sonic. I'm doing cam lock right now, and you'll see that even though I'm going to move to the left here, the camera doesn't move from behind Sonic the entire time. The cam locking can be used for anything from pause strategies to texture lineups. It's really versatile, and it really helps just solidify a few strategies in this game that would be very difficult otherwise.
It is unbelievably helpful.
You won't see any like straight wire stages like Choice in SMB1, but in SMB1 Advanced, Choice is a notoriously brutal stage, but with cam lock, you can basically hold up and just go straight along the wire the entire way without really having to go at all.
Yeah, another great example is Bridge Master in SMB1.
True.
It makes this skip way easier, because normally you're trying to stay on the wire, the camera's rotating all around, you're trying to wrangle the camera. With cam lock, you don't have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we are now out of SMB2 Casual and into SMB2 Normal in this game, or Advanced in the originals. And we're coming up to probably my favorite strategy in the entire run, because I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who does this strategy. Which will be the next stage, Coaster.
I was about to say it's Coaster, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. Coaster is a stage that is right at the beginning of SMB2 Normal, which was the first category that I held world record in and was featured in a world record in. We can talk about that in a little bit. But I wanted to find a pause strategy that lets you just drop off the top and go straight into the goal. And there it is.
Nailed it.
I love that strategy so much. Yeah.
That's even with pause strat, that's not easy. There's a reason nobody else does it.
We're actually playing the first bonus stage of the game. You want to talk about those, Helix?
Bonus stage is very similar to how they are in Rolled-Out, if you saw that run. They're meant for you to collect bananas, get some extra lives, but we don't care. The timer is still running during those in this game, so we want to just leave them fall out as quickly as possible. And because they're a bonus stage, they'll just skip you to the next one.
Yep.
We also haven't mentioned warp goals, and that'll be coming up.
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
You've already seen a couple. Again, just like Rolled Out. Green goals skip 1 stage, red goals skip 2, at least in SMB2 Marathon. They vary a little more in SMB1, but we're not going to see that.
So, coming up is probably my other favorite stage in the run, because I love SMB2 Normal. I said earlier that I was featured in a world record. In this game, similar to Mario Kart with how ghosts work, you can race against ghosts on that in-game leaderboard we talked about with Ranking Challenge. And before I was actually running this game on my own...
First try.
Yeah.
Wow.
That strategy involves a texture lineup that we didn't actually have set in stone back when I first started running. And a friend of ours, Peter Zink, shout out to Peter, he used my ghost on the ranking challenge to get that lineup. So the first world record video that I was in was his world record of this category using my ghost. Which I just find really funny that I can say that. Like, that's so weird. That the first world record I was in wasn't my own. It's so funny.
This is like right after the game came out, too.
Yeah.
Ready?
This is your favorite stage, probably.
Yeah, one of them. I just really enjoy the movement on stepping stones. We're coming up on probably another stage you're going to want to talk about, dribbles.
Yeah.
There is a strat known as swim dribbles.
Yep.
I found a really, really neat pause strat. It just look at it. It's so cool.
So going back to pausing before, you're going to see me pause a little bit before the actual frame. But now, because I'm playing on PC, if I Alt-Tab out of the game, I can move the in-game timer down 2 frames and advance the game 2 frames just to line that up perfectly, and just kind of shoot across there.
It's just so cool.
It's so fun.
For such a perfect bounce. That's one of those things that only works on what we call first load.
Yeah.
There's a weird difference in this game between your first time playing a level and your second time playing a level. You'll notice that after Swimfly completes push bar, the game will next load Mad Rings, and you'll see this, spin-in animation where the game lists the stage name and everything, and then if Swimfly were to fall out, the stage would reload and you wouldn't see that animation. So when that animation plays, we call that first load, which is generally your first time entering the stage. After a retry or after a fallout, we generally call that second load, or...
Ready?
Yeah, second load.
Yeah. I was about to say, or third load or what have you, but no, we just call it second load even if it's past that.
Because every load after it's the same.
It doesn't get farther than that. Thank God.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a very long-winded way to say that there are very subtle differences between first and second load in this game, and especially for pause strats, gameplay differs just a tiny bit. It's kind of annoying. So you have to really know what you're doing on both loads. The first load, of course, is most important, because you want to hit your strat first try.
Like that one.
Perfect.
That strategy actually does
cue.
change by 1 frame on second load. You saw me pause down to 85, I prefer 86 on the second load. This is by far the category that I'm the most comfortable in, just because I know it so well.
Yeah, Swimfly is unmatched in SMB2 normal.
This is my least favorite stage in the entire category because it's probably the biggest skip in the category that we don't have a consistent strategy for. Normally you're
completely blocked.
You're supposed to try to get a skip off those green sections and just jump straight to the goal at the end there, but there's no consistent way to get on the wall and set yourself up to do it every time. So it's the 24th stage in the category, not counting warps. It's a very late, it's more than halfway through the run, and it's a 10-second time save if you hit that skip. So for SMB2 normal record, it's basically required at this point. For Marathon, it's not, because there's a lot of time save just elsewhere. But it's my least favorite stage because it's that inconsistent and it's that crucial in the category.
It also comes after some really hard skips, such as Informs.
Yep.
Beautiful green goal launchers. That
Thank
is
you.
so hard to do.
I invented that lineup as well. I love green goal launchers in this game.
If you haven't played this game, you have no concept of how difficult that is, what Swimfly just did first try. You are kicking the crap out of this category right now.
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, this is a really good run so far. Have I died yet? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I was kind of expecting one of Switches, because Switches is such an early, it's an early stage that you can really just kind of reset to in Marathon, because it's not consistent. Oh, there it is. There's the first step of the run. Oh well. It's a tough cycle.
funny thing about Arthropod, in story mode, in the original Monkey Ball 2, Arthropod's cycle was awful. They fixed it in story mode, it makes sense. But in challenge mode,
They didn't fix
doesn't
it.
make sense again. It's like running away from you, and if you can barely get it if you're a speedrunner. Like, that's hard for us to do.
Yeah. Time for Walmart.
I was about to say, this is Walmart Simulator.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
There we go.
And from Walmart. Okay.
Second try. Those two cycles are kind of weird. I generally know the first one, but I definitely know the second one. So if I get clapped a little bit there, that's fine.
Also, Heavy Sphere sucks.
No, it doesn't. I hit 18. That's the funny frame.
It's bad. You hit the frame, like the frame makes it more consistent. I still don't like the stage.
No, that frame makes it perfectly consistent. If you hit exactly 5918, you can just hold cam lock, hold up, and go straight in there.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
That's
Game knowledge
late.
coming out.
It worked anyway. Cool.
Beautiful.
That was a late
Beautiful
frame for that pause strap, but that works. All right.
It was really fast too.
All right. This is probably one of the coolest skips if I can hit it, because it saves like 10 seconds, but it's also one of the harder ones that we do have a setup for. Beautiful. That's UFO skip. I love it so much.
It's so funny. I
I'm
love
sorry.
how the party ball just like you land on it and then just go in.
We haven't given a lot of time to the host, but we've got a little bit of a break here. Just a few stages with not too much happening. So if you have anything to chime in, any of your donations.
Other announcements.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, just want to remind everyone, at the end of this marathon, we've raised over $2,600 for Equality Texas, and this is just part of all the great work that this marathon has done over the years. We've raised over 15,000, which is probably more like 17, getting close to 18,000 now. And we're planning to continue this for as long as there's interest. We've previously benefited St. Jude's, Doctors Without Borders, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and we're just going to keep on doing it, and we're so pumped about it. We're running out of time, so if you want to donate, chat, definitely get those donations in, and maybe we can get to 2,700 by the end of the night.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. That was wild. Happy Bear was over here saying some really important messages, and meanwhile you were just tearing through this game.
Yeah. This is a really good run.
Like, there's hard
there we go.
stuff that we haven't talked about that SwimFly is the main one. Oh my gosh.
I like this
Long
category.
flight.
It's just everything
Yeah.
I love.
Getting into expert now. First level of expert. But yeah, I said it during the opener. Huge vouch for everyone behind this event. I have a lot of friends who work behind the scenes on speed stuff for charity events, so definitely, you know, if you're interested in running, volunteering, definitely get in there. It's a really good group of people. Oh, free fall robbed you.
Free fall moment. Oh well. The faster you're moving in this game, especially at angles, the goal is generally going to be more hostile towards you. So when you're approaching the goal, you want to be as like direct and head-on as possible. And I think I was just a little bit angled, and I might have either clipped the back or just like clipped a part of the goal.
Yeah, I think you might have been a little too far back. But it is also notable that goalposts in this game are evil.
Yeah.
Like, I have had moments where looking at the replay, like, I am perfectly centered in the goal, but it still says no.
Yeah. And then there's other times. This my favorite clip of this game is you playing story mode and playing the stage you called folders that you saw in SMB2 casual. Helix hit the outside of the goalpost and it counted as a goal. It's my favorite clip of this game. It's just so funny.
Also, we need to address that was an intentional fallout on Jump Machine to get the second load. Remember what I said, there's a difference between first and second load. The cycle on this stage is so much better on second load. Oh no!
Yeah.
But it's mad at you now.
Nah, it's on me. I got greedy.
Yeah, this cycle is so much better on second load. On first load, the platforms are... The bounces send you at different heights. making actually getting on these platforms just a lot more annoying.
This bounce right here would not send me up to the next level if I was on first load. I would not be able to get up to this platform otherwise.
So that fallout looks silly, but it is intentional and very
thank you.
positive.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it in.
Oh man. I was getting greedy there, I know.
Ready? Go!
There's a strategy. Oh. Okay, toggle. Toggle.
Collision moment.
Yeah, that just happens to toggle sometimes. There's a strategy on Jump Machine that can give you a little less of a bounce up to that final platform, and the second time I fell out, the first time I fell out on first load, I had to specify, I got a little bit greedy and just like minimized that bounce a little bit too much.
Yeah, pretty easy to do if you're pushing for the fastest possible times.
Ready? Go!
Alright, not gonna question
No
that.
way. Okay.
Normally there is a faster strat to get about 2 seconds of time save in there, but I screwed it up and still made it work, so we take those.
I was questioning in my head, like, is he going for the full skip? And then you
Oh, absolutely.
You got the awkward bounces and you made it work. Good save.
Thank you. Alright, probably coming up on one of the hardest stages. It's not this one, don't worry. Brandish's just a hold-up stage.
Ready?
Probably coming up on one of the hardest stages in this game in general, though. This game is given a special mode called Original Stage Mode. Original Stage Mode is the unnerfed version of about 23 levels, if I remember the number correctly. And
You're right.
Tears is not among those, meaning that Tears goes unnerfed from the original difficulty in Super Monkey Ball 2. So I'm gonna hush up a little bit here and try to focus on getting this red goal. If I don't get close, I'll probably go down to the green though.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
never mind. Red gold tears, let's go. That's probably one of the hardest stages in this game outside of the original stage
Yeah,
mode.
that's maybe the most difficult wire in the entire game. I love
Is this
this
gonna be
keep
too
push
far
there.
forward? No. Alright, we're good.
Nice alignment on that. That was
Thank
really
you.
clean.
Ready?
Now Earthquake, jump off because it's a bonus stage. It's faster to jump off than to go in the goal. Believe me, I've tested. I thought about it because Earthquake takes a little bit to fall out, so I was like, maybe going in the goal's faster. No, it's not. I've tried. Coming up on a few slow stages here into the second half of LB Washing Machine is probably one of the cooler sections of SMB2 Expert in my opinion. So we've got like 8 bracelets, hierarchy, flock. There's double spiral in there, but like, yeah. Obstacle's another good one.
Ready?
Yeah, I believe Obstacle's coming up right after this level.
Yep.
So you're gonna see another pause strat from Swimfly. You will be using these rings as a cue, I believe.
Yep. I will count out to the 4th ring and pause around the 4th ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a frame that works, so I'm gonna hold it right on the camera and screw it up anyways. You know what? We'll go for it again. We'll go for it again. It's fine.
You got a great frame that just didn't work.
2, 3, 4. Same frame again.
Oh no. That's
Deserved.
happened to
You
me
know what?
before.
Deserved.
That's happened to me before. That's the worst feeling.
So we play the stage somewhat intended and get party balled. Alright, we're going out again. That's awful. I'm not waiting that cycle again. The party ball's mad at me. Alright, 43 for the 3rd time. Does it go in? It does. A little bit of work to get there, but it does. That's funny. I'll take it.
You got the whole obstacle experience there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed that pause frame 3 times in a row. That alone was impressive.
Thank you. I love him doing all like the really tough stuff, like first try and then domino I die to. That's just, yeah.
Look, I promise you,
Going the long
anybody
way
who
around.
speedruns this game for any length of time has done that. That is one of the easiest deaths to take, but it always
going
feels
around the back.
really dumb.
Ready?
This is another one of the harder stages that was left unnerfed. This stage is brutal in this game. If you want my advice on it, I'm going to use the camera to do adjustments once I get into the center. I'm just gonna look at the bottom of the stage very closely and just wiggle the camera back and forth and wait, and there we go. The camera can be a very nice tool for straightaways like that.
Ready?
Lock will be into the
block.
pause strat.
I love this pause strat because it looks like Swimfly is just holding up the whole time. But if you remember what we said, when Swimfly pauses, the game stops reading inputs. And so, that little neutral input for 1 frame that happens because of that pause, turns out that is just enough to make that strat work. In a very specific spot, too. There's only a 3-frame window to pause there.
Yep. Shoutouts to Francisco, by the way. If any of you noticed that camera jitter that happened at the start of that starting platform, that was the game. That was not your Twitch or browser doing that to you. There are a few stages in this game that have leftover collision that's just like kind of it's invisible and it's not necessarily in the way for a lot of stages except for one. But there's an invisible wormhole-shaped collision that's on the starting platform of that stage, which is baffling because that stage doesn't have wormholes, so we don't know where it came from. But it's there, and it's only one-sided, so you can go through it just fine, but if I tried to back up on the starting platform, after I went through that collision, I would experience what I call Francisco, named after Francis, which is the original collision, which Helix, if you want to explain that one, go ahead.
Francis? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, original stage mode Long Taurus has this invisible block of collision right before the goal. We've named it Francis.
Yeah. It's the exact same shape as the cube at the end that the goal platforms rotate on, if you know the stage Long Taurus. If not, we'll actually get to it later, so see what we're talking about. But it doesn't move with the rest of the stage that rotates, so you can just experience that invisible collision, like playing the game completely casually without going out of your way. You probably experienced it.
And it is only in the original stage mode version, so we will not see it in this one. For better or for worse, depending on your opinion.
Yeah. I think it's funny, but it's very irritating if you don't know it's there. So if you're playing the game casually, look out for original stage mode Long Taurus.
This is an important strat. Normally, if you want the blue goal, you're stuck waiting for like 30 seconds. Just barely missed it. But one, we want the green goal because it skips the stage. And it also happens to be much, much faster due to this skip, which I found myself I kind of took the original Super Monkey Ball 2 strat and modified it a bit. To make this possible. That's where a lot of the strats in this game come from, honestly. Are just modified versions of Monkey Ball 2 strats to make them work in this game.
Yeah, since the physics are slightly different, you can't translate every strategy, but in some cases that's actually a good thing. There we go, finally got Tangle Path. One example of this that you're not going to get to see in this run is Postmodern in story mode. You can actually skip an entire set of collision. That's not a pause frame that works. Sure. Oh well. But Postmodern has a different strategy in Banana Mania compared to the original SMB2, which is really cool in my opinion. And again, that might just be because I found it. Unfortunate, I didn't get the green goal.
There is a stage that I can think of that is
Ready?
a really good example of a strat that's possible in this game that is not worth it in Monkey Ball 2. It is Swing Shaft, coming up very soon actually.
Oh.
And I can explain it when we get there, but for now, you gotta play Warp. This is one of the most difficult levels casually if you don't have the diagonal inputs fixed.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Straight
Great
in.
alignment for that green goal.
Thank you. Those bumpers are brutal.
Swing Shaft. Swimfly's gonna wait about half a second and then start rolling forward. And you'll see Swimfly just pretty much gun it toward the end and then get some collision off this final, off the final platform and pop over the gap straight into the goal. That is very, very risky in Monkey Ball 2 because collision is less consistent in that game. So you are very likely to just not get any collision and just fall out.
Yep.
So it's really neat that it's easier to do in Banana Mania. It makes that strat actually worthwhile.
Alright, so there's a lot of rings on this stage, and I know Sonic likes rings, but we're skipping from the first to the last. Oh well. It would have been cool if I did it first try while I was talking about it, but you see what I'm going for now.
This is so hard. I have to bring up how difficult this is. This red goal in this game is so evil. It's the goalposts. We were talking about how awful the goalposts are. It's their fault. It's way better in Monkey Ball.
There we go.
Third try is pretty solid on that.
Thank you. It's also fast death, so I find it's worth going for, at least in challenge mode, because you get the warps, but in story mode it's not really worth it because the blue goal is basically the same amount of time, and it's much more consistent in story mode of this game.
Yeah. You can do a safer strat in this run, like I do. I go for the green goal on serial jump actually, and then I just play spinning saw because it's such a short stage.
Ready?
Lots of options.
Guillotine is a fun stage in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I got the
You're
nod.
going too fast.
Alright, we're going off.
Ball out. Ready?
I'm not backing up for that.
Have just the right amount of speed and get to this ramp at just the right time to skip 2 cycles.
I'm gonna skip 1. That's not enough.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have taken the second, but I'd rather just take 1. This is a very good run, other than a few deaths that I've taken an expert, which is probably my least comfortable category out of all of them. Which also stinks because it's the longest at 60 stages. But up until the bubbly washing machine. Up until bubbly washing machine, this has been a very good run, and I think it's still pretty solid, honestly.
Yeah.
Master's only
really
like
solid.
Master's only 2-ish minutes, like a little over 2 minutes optimally. So I don't know if I'm in world record range, but regardless, it's a very good run. Fun
Don't
fact,
think so, but definitely sub 20, which is the mark of a top level time.
that 1840 I actually got while prepping for this event. I was doing runs one morning and just kind of broke the 19-minute barrier.
Yeah, there was a big world record fight in this category for a bit between Swimfly and Slosh. I tried, but these stages are hard.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm more comfy with the Monkey Ball 1 stages.
Ready?
Although I am pretty solid at story mode.
Alright,
I'll
we're
use
out of
kind of a
expert.
joke in this one, it's really funny.
We're into the expert extras now, and then all we have left is master. So the final 30 stages.
Charge. I was talking about how collision is more consistent in this game. Charge benefits greatly from that. This stage is really annoying in Monkey Ball 2, but it's a lot better in this game. I just opened my...
No, that wasn't you at all. That was just I did not have the right speed. I don't know what happened there.
Well, I say it's more consistent, but I find that there are 2 different pieces of collision you can get from that lip. There's one that sends you forward, which is what you want, and there's one that sends you more up, which is the one you got.
Yeah. With enough speed, you can still make the up one work, I found, but it's significantly harder.
Are you going for it?
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Got it.
Try, what a legend.
That strat is notoriously difficult, but I thoroughly enjoy it for some reason. I don't know why, but I really enjoy that strategy, and I have a much easier time with it
That was
than
sick.
a lot of other strategies in this game.
This giant swing strategy is another one that I found. That clip to just hop over the gap and get to the middle section very fast is necessary for this cycle.
Y'all, breaking news. Can I make an important announcement?
You can.
Wonderful. I should have said, may I make an important announcement? My old English teacher's really getting at me right now. So we just got a $230 donation from Stump, who says, thanks so much to everyone who had any part in making this event happen, and thanks for having me. Trans rights.
Trans rights.
Stump, thank you so much. That puts us at $2,880.25. We're just $120 away from $3,000. Thank you, everyone who has made this marathon a success and who has contributed to the cause.
Go 3K, you've got like a few more minutes left in this run and then one more run. That's totally doable.
We can do
totally
it.
doable.
I believe. I believe we can.
Uh-oh, this is gonna be weird. So
that's an awkward construction.
So that strategy relies on a character's falling animation, and normally I play as Morgana. I am not used to Sonic's falling animation, so I kind of had to improv that after realizing that that was his falling animation.
Yeah, to be clear, we use the falling animation as the cue for when to drop off this wall.
There we go. Second try, not bad. I'll take it.
That is one of the most difficult strats in the run, and it comes at the very end of SMB2 Expert. I have choked world record to that specific stage no less than 6 times. If not more.
Ugh, this is gonna be funky.
Oh, this will be interesting, yeah. Brain Worm is
Dang.
awkward and usually relies on a pause strat. Just get an upright input and go in the goal.
Yeah, if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at the pause sheet.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get in this goal otherwise.
There we go. 53 is a working frame, 55. Generally on that stage you can do what's called rebuffering, go down exactly 1 frame. You can do 1 frame before it, rebuffer it down, and it works. This is not going to be a good center.
Yeah, there's a wall a little bit.
Hit.
This is the first stage of SMB2 Master, so we're in the last 20 stages. Actually fewer than that because of warp goals.
There it is. I wasn't looking at... I was just trying to align myself in the right section. I wasn't looking at where it was in relation to me. I had no idea how far away that could have been.
It's kind of risky to glance at the map during Centrift, because then you can drift off course, and it's... Whoa,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, swing bridges.
Swing bridges moment. Goalposts moment.
Goalposts being a little bit aggressive there.
We started talking about the goalposts, and they woke up, started destroying you.
Just a little bit. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna go for the fast passage strat just because it's cool. But if I don't hit it, I'll probably just back it up with the normal ones. We get a decent time on this. Yeah, a little too early. You know what? I'll give it one more shot. It's fun.
Yeah, why not?
I'm definitely gonna be underestimate here.
Oh yeah, you played the beginning so well.
Oh,
so close.
Barely missed it. Okay. So I'm sure you can see what I'm going for, which was a bounce off that bottom section. Down there is the green goal, so you'll see that really quickly. I'm gonna jump down there this way, and then back in here. So if you didn't know that was there, now you do.
Yeah,
Now I'm
they
gonna
hit a
do-
funny green goal.
Now I'm gonna do what, when I found it was one of the most infuriating pause strats to me, because intermittent is a stage that speedrunners don't really practice. It's one you just kind of do. But it's killed at least like 3 of my world record runs of this category. Back when, as Helix mentioned, there was a world record race between me and Slosh. I lost too many runs to intermittent, so I just gave up and was like, there's gotta be something here that makes it consistent. And when I found that pause strategy, I was just like hitting myself on the head over and over again.
Here's Long Taurus, by the way.
Yep. So that cube that holds the goals, there's a duplicate of it in the original stage mode version that just doesn't rotate like that. So you can end up colliding with it without really, like, understanding what's going on. Because it's just completely invisible. Like, it's just, you don't know it's there until you hit it.
Ready?
Hopefully double twin goes well. This is a fun strategy if this goes right.
I was about to say, double twin is super fun.
Got it. Ooh, that was a little bit scary. Got it, though.
Very fast.
Clock face can be beaten faster, but I'm just going to play this consistently because in Marathon, you kind of just want consistency on a lot of the stages without,
That's
like, really
fair.
consistent setups.
Clock face is one of the most difficult stages to complete fast. If you do it right, you can beat it in like 5 seconds, but
Yeah.
that is so hard to do.
Alright, now we're into the Master Extra, which in the original game would be the final, like, different category in the entirety of Marathon. Funny enough, we only play like 5 stages. 6 maybe. There's a
Yeah,
lot
there
of
are-
skips in here.
A bunch of warp goals.
And a lot of quick stages too. Like for the Master Extras, these are a lot of really quick stages. We're skipping over probably the longest one, which is named Helix, funny enough.
Uh-huh. I mean, I don't know, maybe you'll accidentally go in the blue goal.
I'm not letting that happen. I'm not letting that happen.
It's easier in the original stage mode version, to be fair.
Coming up
But it
here
doesn't
is
matter there.
sliced cheese. There goes sliced cheese.
First try slice cheese.
Thank you, Helix, for finding that strategy. They came up with that one.
Really smooth.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I did. And I'm bad at it.
It's still difficult because you have to wait a little bit in order to not get just completely screwed over by the first cheese.
Beautiful AC sauce. I do want to bring up, normally in Super Monkey Ball 2 runs, you will actually see people take Striker green goal and then go into Planet's red goal. But in this game, SwimFly took Striker red goal because Planet's, for some reason, the red goal on Planet's was changed to a green goal for this game.
For no reason.
No idea why. It's the only warp goal they changed. No idea.
I'm gonna try a strategy here that normally only works consistently on second load, but yeah, you can adjust it on first load. What I did there was I held cam lock and up right up until I bounced off the goal and then just adjusted to up and went in. If you're familiar with the original Super Monkey Ball 2, we are now on the final stage Nintendo, but...
Time is coming up in about 25 seconds.
Yeah. But since this is not just a Nintendo GameCube game, they decided to change it into a singular dice. Helix hates the way I play this stage.
It scares me. It absolutely terrifies me.
Time will be coming up when I go in the blue goal that's about to pop out of the center. Just over 20 minutes. That's a very good time. I'm happy with that time.
Yeah, really solid. GG.
GG.
GGs.
Great job. That was great.
Thank you.
I got to commentate 2 excellent marble roller runs. Shout out to the Speed Stuff for Charity team for having such a great marble block.
Let's go.
So close to the end of the marathon too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even submit marble rollers, so I'm really glad that you and Slosh both got some stuff in.
Yeah, let's go. Fun fact, actually, while we're here talking about that, this is actually my first solo marathon appearance, running my own category, not a race, not a bingo, not commentating for someone else. This is my first actual run of my own. So thank you so much, SS4TL, for letting me do this.
Hey, I'm proud of you. You did great.
Thank you.
Where can these people find you on the internet?
So you can find me on Twitch and most other social medias at iswimfly556. But on YouTube, you will just find me at iswimfly. Look for the Red Morgana. Helix, where can they find you?
Also check out Swimfly's mods of this game.
Yeah, if you come into the Banana Mania speedrunning Discord, which you can find on the speedrun.com page, go into the modding server, which can be found on Game Banana, and I think in the speedrunning Discord, please come find me. Please come talk to me about this game. I play it way too much. I'm approaching 1,000 hours, and the game hasn't even been out for like 2 years.
So am I.
So yeah, Helix, where can they find you?
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Helix13_ pretty much everywhere except co-host. I'm just Helix on co-host. Yeah, I speedrun a whole bunch of Marble Rollers, also Sonic Frontiers. I ran that for the opener for this event, which was a great honor.
They did.
Also, something really important to mention, if you are interested in getting into speedrunning Banana Mania, you absolutely should. It's a blast.
Yes, please
Please
do.
get the PC version if you because there are so many advantages to having the PC version. You also get access to mods, you get easy access to the Dead Zone fix, which makes the gameplay so much better. PC version is definitely the best for speedrunning this game.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of unfortunate that that's the way it is, but
yeah.
Anything else from you, Swimfly?
No, I think that's everything. Again, thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Well, thank you for showing this off as a confirmed Super Monkey Ball novice. I am in awe of this for sure. So thank you both for showing this off. It has been wonderful.